Thanks for tuning into this special episode of Through Jeremiah's Eyes on Valentine's Day. Today, I am joined by a friend that I was introduced to a number of years ago. Today, we're going to be talking about the vulnerability of trust and love and the lessons that only relationships and love can teach you. So, Tyler, if you could introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. My name's Tyler. 22 and basically an uncle, a friend, family member to many. I take care of the people around me, and I'd say that's really all you need to know.
A very, very family-oriented man. So, just to kick it off, what do you think the most important things to have in a relationship are? Whether it's like communication, trust, any like aspects. What do you think is needed in a relationship?
It's kind of hard to gauge that off the rip because when you're starting a relationship, it's very honeymoon phase. But you also want to make sure that you set the foundations to your relationship. So in the best way possible, open communication, trust, and trust is going to go hand in hand with loyalty. So probably open communication, trust, and then I'd say the ability to, keep some spontaneous things in your life. Make sure that you're not always you don't want to be very routine at the beginning of the relationship because you don't want to fall into habits. And when you start creating habits in your relationship, you create bad and good ones, which, cool, create some good ones, but you don't want to get lazy early on.
Yeah. And then getting lazy it just turns into a whole bunch of other stuff. You got to keep the spontaneity. I think that's a word.
I think it's spontaneity. I think that's what it is. I can't remember. I don't like the way it's spelled. Like, I know how it's spelled.
Yeah.
It's spelled. It don't look like it should even come off the tongue.
I just imagine it popping up in front of me and I was like, yeah, I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce this. It could be pronounced 3 different ways, but yeah, keeping everything like fresh and new. I feel like that's also a really good thing. Also, another thing on the communication aspect of it, I feel like that's one of the biggest things in relationships, just because anything like any problem, anything that comes up, you're going to have to be able to communicate about it. And communication is a two-way street. If one person's open to communication, but the other one isn't, it ain't finna work. If both people aren't, it's going to be even worse. But if both people are able to communicate, at least from my personal experience, you're able to work through different problems and scenarios and things that come up so much quoi, so much easier, and without less extraness, if that's a word.
Yeah, that's extraness. I mean, what we fail to do is create a safe place in the beginning of a relationship. As human beings, we fail to do it every time.
Yeah,
creating a safe place for open to communication to grow and just exist in. Our open communication is hard to identify too. And when you're going early on, you don't know if you want to trust somebody with something like trauma from your past or anything. It could be family members, it could be relationships that hurt you, it could be something as small as I don't even know, like a coffee you spilled on your shirt in the morning. Like you might feel that someone's gonna, your significant other is gonna make fun of you for something as small as that because you're an anxious person 24/7, or you're used to being picked on or bullied. So like really making an open line of communication makes it so much easier to trust and be loyal. And once you're able to openly communicate with each other, everything else falls into place. And it's hard to create that initial trust though, because nowadays everybody thinks, oh, well, you're entertaining other people, or, oh, you got a friend that's a girl. I don't know if I can trust that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So when it's early on and you got open communication, introduce a lot from your life as you. So if you have a girl best friend, introduce, when you're early on and, my name's Jeremiah, my name's Tyler, my name's Stacy, my name's Kyle, whatever it is, let them know that you do have this person in your life. You hold them dearly to you. And be sure to use a genuine word like dearly, or, because it allows them to really grasp the uniqueness that's behind it, instead of it being like, oh, this has just been my best friend for like 5 years. I don't want you to be mad about it. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be in my life for a while. Make sure that you really have a genuine way of explaining and describing the friendship that you guys created, because if you show that it's created off love and not just well, we were friends in high school, and then we continued to talk, and they've always been there for me, and like, well, always been there for me could have just been out of convenience.
Yeah.
So make sure the relationships that you hold dear to you, the traumas that you hold in your past, and I pray to God that you don't have any traumas that you take into your relationship. If you're
Very
working
much
on
so.
them, that's fine. Like if you're working on them, that's fine. You can get through trauma and build a relationship at the same
Yeah.
time. But be open early on. You don't have to do it on the first, second date, third date, but when you guys start dating, you should probably try and find a time to be like, hey, I've dealt with this for a while. This really
Yeah.
hurts me. Or, hey, this is a friend of mine. I'd really like you to meet them. They're really cool to me. Like, I love having them around. They've been so great to me. We have this friendship, blah, blah, blah. Start that early on so it doesn't create those, it doesn't leave space in a mind for people to be like, I don't trust you because of this. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
And
how do you?
It all falls on the open communication.
Literally.
It really does.
So how does somebody gain your trust?
That's not really a problem for me. It's not, because I trust every new person wholeheartedly with no malice behind it.
Yeah.
It's the way I am. It's a very naive way of thinking, to be honest.
I feel you on that because I'm the same exact way.
100% chance that if I meet a new person and I trust them, I could get hurt. 100% chance. Like at least one out of every 10 people that I meet, it could happen no matter what. But I don't care to think about that, okay? Because I've also created a mindset since I was younger to it's toxic at times, but it's also good at times. I shouldn't always think of like, because it gives me a lot of space to think that something bad will happen, and it might not happen. I could meet some guy named Kyle and trust him with my car, and simple as that. Like I trusted him, he broke it, and I'm like, oh, okay, my car's messed up, but I got a lesson from this, so I'm okay. And that's what I've created, a mindset that anything bad that happens, I'll get a lesson from it. I'll learn from it no matter what. So that's where it's good for me. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. Like where it may benefit me to have the lesson, could have it been avoided if I just used a little bit more precaution, maybe not trust anybody wholeheartedly off for it just like that. Like maybe not give, and also I'm a very extroverted person. So I'll talk about my traumas. I'll talk about anything with anybody. It doesn't really matter. I want to be relatable, and I want to be able to build things off of that. So I could care less about being private. My life isn't that private. Unless, well, my relationships are, but everything else outside of that is not
I feel like that's good though.
I will tell you, hey, look, it's cool to post on Instagram, post your boo on Instagram, post your girl on Instagram, just so people are aware. You want to make sure. And it's a security thing, a reassurance thing, and it's also a pride thing. A lot of people quit on relationships and don't put their all in the relationships because they aren't proud of it.
Yeah.
For instance, the girl I told you about earlier, very pretty. I would take pride in being in a relationship with her. I know her to be, at least how my memory is, I know her to be a goofy person. She's very attractive.
Yeah.
I would take pride in being in a relationship with her because those are qualities that I like. And I would love to show that off too. And that's another thing about posting about somebody. If you're going to post about somebody, people would like to be shown off.
Yes.
Don't keep them tucked away in the closet. Don't put them in a little box in the attic. Show them
to the world.
Yeah, let the world know that you love this person, like this person, that you like having this person around, because they will reciprocate it in tenfold. People love to be shown up. People might be like, I don't have an ego, I'm not cocky, but no,
everybody does
loves to be shown off.
Yeah,
everybody loves it. It's being in relationships. The trophy portion of it is definitely great too. It's rewarding, being able to just show off the person you love is nice, and them doing the same for you. I know I love being shown off, whether it's my aunt, oh my god, my nephew's so great, or significant other is like, oh, he looks so good, or it doesn't matter who it is. Everybody loves being shown off, so keep that same energy in your relationship with your significant other too.
Yeah, and then mom posts on Facebook like, oh, look at my son, and then just be like, oh, all her friends just be commenting like, Yes. Bring it in. Bring it in.
Yeah. Give me that. Give me that. My power is increasing. I mean,
Oh,
sometimes your mom don't do it right, but she don't execute it though, right? Like moms don't always execute the way the post should have been. My boy, look how cute it is. You was just supposed to tell him about all the work I've been doing. Forget the sentimental. But that's what you wanna. You really want to do. Take some. Be prideful. Be prideful in your relationships. A lot of people quit a lot of things. That's jobs. That's anything that people don't love, whether it's a relationship, their work, their family. They quit on them because they don't take pride in them.
yeah.
I really wouldn't want to give any energy that any energy to anything that I don't take pride in. Because if I'm not taking pride in it, then I'm probably not that good at it,
Yeah.
or it's probably not something that's that great. So if the relationship isn't that great, nobody's gonna want to take pride in it because, well, what's there to take pride in? I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think of it that highly. It's not on a pedestal. So I'm not gonna show you off. I'm gonna keep you tucked away. I mean, like, so that's have pride within your relationships too.
Yeah.
100%.
And then also with that, just on the other side of it, being able to reassure somebody, because I feel like that's also a big thing. Being able to reassure somebody that they do mean the world to you, or they do mean as much as you say that they do to you.
Oh yeah.
So it's like even like taking the small amount of time to be like, oh, when you wake up in the morning, good morning, and they're like beautiful, or you see him be like, oh, you look so nice today. No, I wouldn't. I don't know. Just like compliments, compliments in general, like compliments in general, and just like reassuring them that you are the person that I love because all of these different reasons, and being able to not only just say just because of physical attraction, but being like, I love your intelligence and how you think. I love how goofy you are. You're making me like laugh, smile, happy. Because you can say that, or it can be seen that you're always laughing together, but actually having somebody vocalize that about you is a different feeling that you get. And I hope that everybody has been able to feel that, like just like compliments and how good they make you feel. So even just like that 5 seconds that it takes to give a compliment, even if you're spending like most of your time with the person, enjoying the time, you know that both you guys are enjoying the time, those words of reassurance can really elevate a relationship. Just whether, I don't know, just like in general, relationships in general,
That's such a
to be
thing that
honest.
they don't get said that often too. Like people think because they're living in the moment of that laughter or that love or the lust or the passion, it doesn't always have to be lust, but the passion, you can have, whether it's sex, it's dates, it's all that, anything like that. They think because they're living in the moment that it's showing appreciation, but
Yeah.
it'll catch a girl off guard. It really will. Like they're being goofy, and you're like, oh, hey, thanks for always making me laugh. They were like, what the, like, oh, or a guy, same thing. Like people don't expect to like even if it was right after it, like expect you to say this quickly. Like you just put me on the spot right now. Someone gets the blushing or something like that. Like if you're so quick with it and just let it, and I wouldn't say don't do it all the time, because there's a certain uniqueness to that. Like that small little five word, 6 word sentence of just saying thank you for this, thank you for that. Don't use it all the time.
Yeah.
Because then it loses the value in it when you say it so much. But when you use it every once in a while, it's a nice little tip on the shoulder. It's a little bit of confidence walking in their swagger now. They walk with something in the set. They feel appreciated, and then they're thinking on it a little bit. And they're like, maybe I should do this for them. Or maybe I should do this for her. Maybe I should do this for him. And then that's all just create an energy where it's bouncing off of each other the whole time. I said thank you for this, and it felt really heartfelt. Now, you know what? When he goes to work in the morning, I'm gonna go get him, a bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm gonna drop it off. He won't even know. He's not even gonna be expecting it. And then she's like, "Oh, she got me food. Dang, I'm gonna get her food after a volleyball game tomorrow. I know she's gonna be hungry." And it just keeps bouncing off until you guys lose track of how many things that you've done for each other. And you do it so often that
it's just natural.
yeah, now you've created a routine in a relationship where that's a healthy one too.
Yeah.
A lot of people lose that, the 30s and 35, and they stop doing that. But if you got that energy bouncing off of each other all the time, it'll become such a normal habit, a routine that you can be like, oh, it's Thursday. Got to get the wife some flowers. You know what? I'm gonna walk in the house. I'm about to strut it. I'm gonna or oh God, it's Saturday. I almost forgot. Oh, I gotta wake him up. I gotta bring him breakfast in bed. Almost like it's just gonna be. You've now created these habits that are gonna carry all the way throughout your relationship or marriage or whatever it is, and it'll just be endless amounts of energy that it just feels great the whole time.
Yeah. And that's like all those good habits. That's what I feel like. One, being able to have it as a habit, it makes it so much easier. It makes it like 10 times easier to just keep on continuing and growing in love and just everything within a relationship. It just makes everything easier when you feel appreciated.
Oh yeah.
But
everybody want to be appreciated.
Everybody would just want some love.
I don't know nobody that don't want to be appreciated or some love or reassured. I'm trying. I'm trying to get reassured. I'm trying to get appreciated. Everybody want it.
Oh, time back into the topic. What are some of the biggest lessons that relationships have taught you that you've tried to learn in some other aspect or some other area, but when you were in a relationship, you actually understood it and you're able to comprehend how that lesson should be applied to your own life?
The past relationships I had, there's specifically two of them. Biggest lesson from the both of them: love has no timeline. It really doesn't. People, we have this thing where I'll get, after a month, we've gone on 2 dates. I'll ask her to date me. I ask her to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and then after 6 months, maybe I'll really start spicing it up. And after a year, maybe I'll get a promise ring. And then after, like, there's no timeline on love. Absolutely not. You can know you love somebody after 2 weeks of hanging around, and you can get married after 6 months. No, I'm not saying do that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying right
maybe
something that quick.
Like,
strongly consider, but you're not wrong to do it either. Love it. You could love someone after 2 weeks and then be in love with them after 3 months, and it's just like that. It's just the way it is. Love is not bound by any time frame, not at all.
Yeah.
From those two relationships that I was in, I learned that love has no timeline at all. It'll just happen when it happens. You can like somebody and it happens when it happens. You can fall out of love just as easy too. Now, I don't think it just goes like a switch. Those are feelings that you need to address if something happens like that. But 100%, the biggest lesson I've learned is love has no timeline at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a big thing. Didn't even think of that, but yeah, very much so. Because you never know what could happen, like if timing would mess things up, and then also, as you were saying, you could meet somebody and instantly click with them, and just right off the bat know this could be something for the long term. This could be something that's going to be meaningful to me in the future, just because of that like initial interaction. And you can't plan for those things. You don't just go into a date being like, oh yeah, this is about to be, about to go meet so and so. This is about to be the most amazing date ever. They're my soulmate. Already know. You can't plan for those type of things. It just happens naturally, and all relationships go at different paces. Maybe you're talking for an extended period of time, but in one relationship, but then the next relationship, it takes you a longer time to get to that stage to actually start dating from the talking stage. Or maybe your next relationship, the talking stage is even shorter. You can't plan for those types of things. And then also at the end of a relationship, like falling out of love, you can't plan for that. And that's not something that either person should put blame on themselves for, because it's not something that you can really or necessarily control at the same time, even though it hurts.
Yeah.
Like there's no denying that, but can't put blame on people for anything really in a relationship. As long as there's communication behind it, as long as you're not like, oh,
if you ain't cheating,
I don't love you anymore and I'm gone.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you bring it to somebody's attention and it's not because of an outside force. So if you're
Yeah.
not listening to your friends, they're like, you need to break up with her, you need to break up with her, you need to break up with her, and it's because of reasons that they don't like her, or you're cheating on her, or she's cheating on you. That's something that could have been controlled, you know.
Yeah.
So you only worry about the things on a day-to-day basis, whether it's in love, life, whatever. Only worry about the things that you control. And I know that y'all people listening, y'all are anxious, so you're not gonna listen to me anyways. You got anxiety, and I know that you're gonna worry about things you can't control anyways. So do your
Overthinking.
best to only worry about things that you can control.
Yeah.
Give the rest up to God. If you can't control it, give the rest up to God and say, hey, big man. There's the alley oop. Finish it off. That's it. I say, yeah, love doesn't have a timeline. You could fall in and out of love at any point in your life.
Yeah.
And it's
And
the sad truth of it, but it can happen to anybody. It can happen at any point.
genuinely, like the point that you said about having friends talking about this or that, do you think that having your, at least in today's day and age, everything's put on blast, everything's put on social media, all this and
Yeah.
that, you think that having a, or keeping your relationship private or relationships private has helped you? And would you like advocate for that, keeping your relationship private, not like fully private, of course, like not being like going to Twitter venting about your feelings, or going to telling all your friends about this or that, about every small argument or whatever? Like, of course, if you need to go get some advice from somebody that you really trust, do that. But like overall, keeping your relationship relatively private, do you advocate for that type of thing? And why, if so?
I would say yes. I advocate for it based at the easiest way to break it down. Summarize that is going to be the people that need to know already.
Yeah.
My friends, my family, they know. They've been introduced. They are friends with my girlfriend. The people that I don't care to know, it wouldn't hurt or it wouldn't help me knowing, would know through me showing them off. A post here, or maybe they see us out in public and I'm like, yeah, this is my girlfriend. It was nice seeing you, or I don't know, creative outlets. My art might reflect that person, or music might reflect that person. Photography might reflect that person. Those people, they can see her through social media and the things that I carry with me.
Yeah.
And outside of that, everything else should stay private. If it's on social media, it should basically be, that you're expressing yourself, and expressing the love or the likeness that you have for them. And
Yeah.
then anything deeper than that should be discussed, with your family or friends. If there's a problem within the relationship, or you just want to try and create this big moment and you need a little assistance. And then, I think what you do with your bodies and what you do, your arguments, and the basic things that you should probably keep private, keep them private.
Yeah.
Show off your significant other all you want. Ask for advice from the people you trust. Everything else, just keep it private. Having your relationship in the spotlight 24/7 really doesn't do anything for you besides maybe exhaust the relationship.
Yeah.
Childish as it sounds, if you're always posting about that person, the other person might be like, he has any hoes, or vice versa. Maybe she's posting me so much because she doesn't want me to think that he's got other guys on the side. She's got other guys on the side. So, be moderate within your relationship. Console friends and family. Show them off, yes, but keep the remainder of your relationship private, because it's your relationship. Only show the world what you want the world to see, but also advocate a little bit. So the things that you do keep private, it's okay to be like, why you guys only see my relationship as this happy, joyous thing. We do argue,
Yeah.
fight. Relationships go through things.
It's not just a perfect thing.
We have ups and downs. Yeah. So advocate for that, and don't make it seem like this Instagram relationship, because then that creates a false image for younger generations or your friends or anybody that might come across it. If you follow me for a year and you see me post my relationship for a whole year and it looks nothing but good, and then you find out that I got in, like, our relationship ended so badly that I had to go to therapy, and you're like,
Yeah.
wow,
You never would have known.
like, and maybe that person could have helped you and talked to you so your relationship didn't end so badly, or didn't, you know, fall so heavy on your mental health or something like that. So make sure that if you're in a relationship, don't obviously don't intentionally start an argument or a fight, but don't make your relationship seem like it's all rainbows and sunshine if it's not always all rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah. And I feel like that's one of the
Privacy
things
is a
with social
big
media.
thing. Oh yeah, social media is an awful, awful thing for love, and TikToks and these videos and all these different things that idolize the idea of love. And love is it's in the best way possible, like the best word to describe it, chaos. Love is chaotic. It really is. And the word chaotic for a reason, because it's almost like the sun. You'll never know what to expect from the sun. Like, it's always going to be like a certain temperature, something like that. Like, there's always going to be a certain consistency to the sun.
Yeah.
But there might be like a wave of fire that just flows out in a random direction. You're like, oh, I just got burned. And like, it could be something bad in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, it could be bad love. You just got burned from it. Or it could be something beautiful, like the sunshine every day that wakes us up. So like, that's what I mean by like love being chaotic. It's good and bad. You know, there's so many variables that are in it, and you're never going to be able to control it. It's a that kind of leads into like whether love is a feeling or not.
So earlier you mentioned to me saying that you feel like love is not a feeling.
Correct.
So how do you explain, or like, what do you mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Explaining love is not a feeling. To me, the way I've thought about it is, I tried to figure out what love was for so long as a feeling, and I couldn't figure that out. Because how one person makes you feel because you love them, and how another person makes you feel because you love them, could be two separate,
Two totally different things. Yeah.
Two totally different things. So how would love be one specific feeling, one select thing? How would it just be one feeling? It's not a singular. Like, it's not, love is not linear at all.
Yeah.
It can't be, because there's ups and downs to relationships and family and friends and significant others. So love in no way, shape, or form could be linear. But the emotion, love, people identify the feeling of love as the emotions that are surrounding it. So they'll say love is happiness because love makes them happy. Or someone that's constantly been broken up with and treated wrong in relationships will say love is sadness. It's despair, because that's all they've ever known love to be, was heartbreak. So love could be different for every single person. And with that being said, if it's so hard to identify love as a feeling because it's not linear and it's more so the emotions around it, and that's how people describe it, then love isn't a feeling. Love is what you do in spite of what others do. So if you make me feel some type of way, if a girl makes me feel some type of way, she makes me feel great all the time, I'm going to show her love back by making her feel great all the time. If I get constantly treated like crap by my parents, and that's the love, quote unquote, that they give me, then I'm never going to want to be home. I'm never going to want to talk to them. I don't. So love can't be linear. It exists as the emotions around it. And it's just something, love 100% is what I do because of what somebody else did. It's 100% love. You do what you do in spite of others. And that's what love is. That's what I think love is, at least.
That's crazy. As in, like, that's a thought-provoking way of thinking about it, which I understand at the same time.
Your mind to. What do you think love is? Do you think it's a feeling?
I've always been
me giving you that knowledge of how I think of it, and then your own knowledge of what you think of it and your own experiences, compare it to it and see what you think it is.
I always thought of love, I guess how I was grown up and taught it, as it being this feeling that you just know in a way that makes you want to be like nice and care for somebody despite anything, I guess. But after what you said, I understand what you said. So it's like
it's something that is so right in front of you. It's like something that's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, and it's like but then with love and how it makes you feel, I feel like the same thing can be equated to happiness. But then I don't know what are feelings. But like, because it's like happiness can be equated to the same thing. It's everybody has a different perspective on what happiness truly is and what it brings you. So it's like, but at the same time,
It's difficult.
no.
Is happy a feeling or is happy an emotion?
I feel like happiness is like it's like, I had this on one of my past podcasts, like happiness versus joy. I feel like joy is a state of being. And I feel like happiness is like a emotion in a way. Like you can feel happy, but joy is something that's constant. That's a state of being. And I feel like love, everybody has different perspectives on everything, but I feel like it's sort of a thing more equated to like how joy is in my head, as opposed to happiness, how you can just feel happy in a moment. I feel like love is something that's more constant.
Yeah, 100%. You can feel love at any point in a day from anybody.
Yeah.
And then you're like, is love a feeling? And then when you think of it deeper, you're like, well, it could be the emotion around it. So like, it's kind of like probably like two sides of the same coin type deal.
Yeah. And also like for, I guess, love in general, they're like different magnitudes of love that you can feel, because you can say you love one person, but it'd be a totally different way that you love another person. You could love somebody as a friend and platonically, but then you can also love somebody else in a more romantic way. You could love somebody because of something that they did, but all those three things are on different scales, are all on different magnitudes from each other, but they're the all general same feeling, bringing you the same feeling and emotion. And also one thing about love that I truly believe is that if you ever truly love somebody, that feeling doesn't just go away.
Oh no.
I feel like it can be like, in a way, forgot about over time. But if you truly love somebody, I don't think that feeling can go away. I feel like it's something that's going to be, of course, maybe not the same intensity, but you'll still have that. You don't want to see anything wrong happen to them. You always want the better for them, even if things go off, however they end, or however the relationship, whether it's a friendship or romantic relationship, how they end. You still want the best for them. You still love them. You would still be there for them for anything. So all that to say, I don't know what love is. I just know that love makes me happy, or it gives me happiness and joy. And I feel like that's the same way how you were saying you trust everybody. I try and treat everybody as if I love them, which one of the things when I was growing up, and even now, like I don't say love like anything. Like I don't say like I love playing Xbox, or I love this person, or I love that person, like just like in the moment. I don't know why, because it's just been like a sacred, reserved word for me. I guess me that was always like either significant other or family, and that's basically it. But now it's like I'm starting to learn you can love in different ways for different things, different people in different ways. I don't know.
So what do you think? What do you think holds the most intensity then? Do you think love with a significant other, a friend, or a family member? Or I guess it would be better to say, in your experiences in loving somebody else, your family member or your friends, which one have you held dearest to you?
So I've been in one relationship before. That relationship was 3 years. I would say.
Remember, your mom gonna be listening. You don't love me, boy.
I feel like, let's see, family, but not like family as a whole, because I love different family members for different reasons. I also don't feel too well about some family members just because of reasons. Just because you're same blood as somebody does not mean that you have to excuse everything that they do, like they're a perfect person. Of course, forgiveness is good, and don't let it be taxing on your mind. But I feel like family specifically, I feel like the family members I love the most are my little brother and little sister, because those are the people that are like, no matter what happens in this world, as long as they're good, that makes me happy. I want to be the best example to them. I want to show them that even though we grow up in this world that's insanely crazy in a bad way, that there's also good in this world, that most people, in my mind at least, are good. And there are so many things that can make you happy, can bring you joy, can show that people do love you despite what some bad person may try and throw your way. But I would say my siblings, parents, of course, the person I was in a relationship with 3 years, her as well, and also specific friends along the way that
It's all
just,
subjective.
yeah, it's all like,
It really
it's
is.
all in
It's
different
all
ways.
subjective. It is because like for in the moment, I guarantee you there was a point that the woman that you were in a relationship with, you loved her more than you loved your siblings, and you loved her more than you loved your mom and dad,
Yeah,
100%. Because there was so much there's the affection level there that you get,
yeah,
and it's rewarding. And
because that's
then
another
your
depth
siblings,
of love that you get.
it's another depth of love. So that it's hard to scale that too because it's so subjective. It's my nephew, 100%, and it's also really weird, right? My nephew's only 3 years old. My mom and my grandparents have taken care of me my whole life, 22 years. I've known him for 3 years, love him more, and I would save his life over every one of those. What? Why? I've only known him
Yeah,
3 years. I'm, he ain't done nothing for me. He don't take care of me.
yeah,
So it's like confusing that love works in such a weird way. You know, my nephew I've only known for 3 years, and I've been taken care of for 22 by other people that are much older than me, and they've given me endless amounts of love. But why am I choosing him as number one?
yeah.
Well, the one it has to play into my fraternal instinct. I can't wait. I mean, I can wait, but I can't wait to be a father.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I can't wait, but
and then it's the protective instinct too. Like almost you kind of almost look at, like, even as my nephew, I look at him basically like a little brother. I pick on him, take care of him. I do it, and so like I put him up at number one, and then the women that I have been in my past two relationships with, 100%. I probably love them more than, well, my nephew wasn't alive for the first one, like he wasn't
yeah,
born yet, and so like I probably just loved her the most. And then the second one, that one is that's like like my the some days probably love my nephew more, some days probably loved her more.
yeah.
So it's a tricky
It's,
one though. Love
I
is
was about to say, it's hard
100%
to,
subjective.
it's hard to put on a scale, because it's like,
Yeah, that's why I say it's not linear.
it's like the love is so,
You can't put that on a straight line and tell me that this is exactly how love's supposed to be. It makes you feel this way. This is the feeling that it gives you. There's no way to do that.
yeah, because there's like the person I was in a past relationship, my siblings and my parents, they're all peak, but they also fluctuate. But I know that for sure, those five are the top for me. So it's like, I don't know. And the love that my parents have for each other, that's like what I look for in
Ooh,
like love in general.
that is a good point, because you see that as you've seen them fight, you've seen them
Yeah.
argue, you've seen them shoot. You've probably seen your mom just almost want to throw a vase at him. She's got so angry, and you've seen him just want to pull his hair out because she's making him so angry before. And that's a relationship that has its ups and downs, and it has love and it's actual love and stuff like that. And what I dislike, and what was something that bothered me when I was at a young age, was this Instagram Hollywood like movie filter that they have on the idea of love, where you're supposed to feel, it's a very weird concept. These movies that you watch, and these people that you see post about their relationships, and all this, that, and the third, makes it seem like you're supposed to be madly in love and intensely in love and love them fiercely 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how exhausting that would be on the body if you were actually supposed to love somebody as much as like a burning flame. And that's in my, and for my mind, I couldn't wrap my head around why my relationships, why I didn't feel like that all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
And
That's
it
what you're
came,
subjected
yeah,
to. So it changes your perspective on stuff.
and it, yeah, and it came to be one of those things in the back of my head that ruined one of the relationships I was in, because I was so subjective to, I should love you so hard 24/7, that when I wasn't able to accomplish that, I thought I had failed. So I thought I did something wrong. So then it just led
Yeah.
from negative thought to negative thought to negative thought to eventually me being irritated, agitated, an argument, breaking up, getting back together, break up, blah, 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 you know. And it was such a toxic way of thinking it, because I just looked at it as love as with a filter on. And
Yeah.
that's not at all what it is. There ain't no
Not at
filter
all.
on love. Ain't no filter on love at all. So it made me try to chase this unattainable feeling, quote unquote, and it just made it so unattainable for me to actually get love until I got past it. Now I'm past, and that only recently happened. Okay,
Yeah.
that only recent. Like I'm only recent. Like I would say I give pretty good relationship advice, and I'm
Yeah. That's why you on here right now.
Yes, hey, yes, sir. Yes, we the love doctor. but that's like I've helped my friends in so many scenarios with their relationships, and I've seen them grow within love. I'm seen them fail within love. I've failed within love. I've grown within love. And through all of those, I finally learned, like, really, really, really the biggest thing that I needed to learn. And it was that love has no timeline. And then that love is not that intense feeling that you feel 24/7. Once I
Yeah.
finally learned that, oh, there ain't nothing that can stop me.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Now I can give that intense feeling 24/7. Well, not necessarily 24/7, but I can create it for the people around me. So friends, I can give them that feeling like 90% of the time. It's easy for me to support them in a way like that, but to do it with a
Yeah.
significant other is so exhausting. And I thought it was
That's a
something
totally
I was
another
supposed to
dynamic.
do. Yeah, I thought I was supposed to be doing that 24/7. I wasn't. I had this bad idea in my head that was created from these movies that I love. I love me some romance movies. I ain't gonna hold you. These I love them, but they did not help my mind. And then these relationships I've seen on social media and these ideas that I thought were supposed to be how a relationship was, and they weren't. And it came back to bite me in the butt for one of my relationships. So now I've learned. Shout out to the ex, really cool person. Helped me to understand that. Great communication. Well, yeah, I'd say the communication, but helped me to learn a lot. So the communication helped that, and that was just all cool. Really, really, to be able to, even though we aren't together, to be able to experience that and have it benefit me in a way that I can carry into a next relationship and
Yeah.
create good, healthy habits.
And that's something that getting out of a relationship, you can look back on it retrospectively and see what you could improve on, what aspects needed to grow. Like you can grow in yourself all those different lessons that are learned from being in a relationship. You learn a whole bunch. And then after the relationship, you learn 10 times more than you even thought that you did. But it's like a cycle of things. And how do you kind of relate into this? How do your morals and values play into how you move within your relationships or through, like, honestly, in interactions in general? Like, how do your morals and values play?
For the people that know me personally, they know I'm a very trustworthy and loyal person. I'm gonna trust you wholeheartedly. I will, and I won't make you pay for it if you break it. Like, that's just, we're too old to be this petty. We're too old to be doing, like, we're
That's
not
childish.
playing games. Just try to understand why they did what they did, and if you can't, try to have them explain to you why they did what they did. And if you guys can't come to a middle ground, then exit each other's lives, whether it's relationship or friendship. But trust and loyalty, because me, I'm a spontaneous person. So if you trust me wholeheartedly, I'm probably gonna, like, or trust me enough, I'm probably going to do something spontaneous that is going to be very exciting for you, whether it's a girlfriend, I'm going to go out of my way to create this big extravagant day, or
Yeah.
just get you a kind of subtle surprise or something like that. If you trust me, then it'll be great for you. And if you show me your loyalty, is even better. Loyalty, hey, sometimes water can be pretty thick. Sometimes it be thicker than blood. It might even be thicker than blood sometimes. So show me your loyalty and give me your trust. And but I mean, those two are hand in hand. And I never cheat. Never cheat.
Yeah. Cheating is that's one thing. Heck no. That's a deal breaker.
I can 100% in my soul and my body, my mind, all that and I can say I've never cheated. I can own up to the fact that I have talked to multiple women at once. I was not, and I can own up to the fact that I was not dating a person and we weren't exclusive and I entertained ideas, but I have never cheated on a person while dating. I've never, and I never will. That's something that you would never catch me doing that. I would never look that stupid. I would never make anybody look that stupid. And I would never break anybody's trust like that. Cheating is not for me. I won't do it. And honestly, if you're one of my friends and I catch you cheating, I'm snitching. I don't care.
No cap.
I do not care.
It don't matter.
Because if that was your girl, that was my friend. So now you hurt my friend because of your own whatever's going on in your head that you thought it was okay to cheat. I'm a snitch on you.
That's not right.
And that should be every man, honestly, or every woman too. If you friends with a significant other, snitch on them. Do it. Save them the heartbreak, please.
Yes.
Okay. Would you want to be cheated on? No. Is it your place to tell that significant other that you were cheating on them or that they were getting cheated on? No. But should you do it morally? Yes. So do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna cheat, but I'm a snitch if somebody does cheat. Simple as that, bro. I won't watch other people get hurt because of that. Like, you put your trust in them and you misguided them down the wrong path, and you created these beautiful ideas of such a strong and passionate emotion and all the emotions that follow it, and you really just chewed it up and spit it out in their face.
You playing them.
I
feel like it's something, I don't even know if it's like more prevalent today or if we're just seeing it now. Like, people make it a game and it ain't a game. It's like, it doesn't even make any sense how you could do that in my head.
Oh yeah, no, it don't add up, because you know how much energy it takes to, like, I've had friends that I've talked to and they've cheated on, and they were like, I won't ever cheat again. And I'm like, why won't it? And they're like, do you know how much energy it actually takes to cheat and not get caught? And I'm like, no, I don't, because I haven't cheated. So you know what? Educate me on the subject. And they're like, well, you might have to go out of your way to change your contact name, or you might have to go out of the way to, say your phone died and turn your phone off, so your location's off, or it actually pops up as green text messages if you on the iPhone and stuff. Like, there's and he just goes on explaining step after step after step after step, and I'm like, look, you just basically handed me a Ned's declassified survival guide on how to cheat. What you need to do is you need to go get reform. Okay,
get your morals, values, and everything in check, because there's no need to be doing all that.
There's no need at all. You waste it, and that's another big thing. I don't want to waste your time. Don't waste my time.
Don't waste my time.
On, if we're talking and we're having a relationship, it doesn't matter if we're exclusive or not. But if
communicate,
honesty, just be honest with me up front. So if you're talking to somebody else, but you're saying you want to talk to me too, okay, that's fine. We're not exclusive. But I'm gonna let you know from the jump, or not even for the jump, maybe like a weekend, 2 weeks in, that like I'm really starting to like and enjoy your attention. Like, I want it more often, and I want it just for me.
Yeah.
Let them know. Just be honest that you want to be exclusive. You want to
be straight up.
Because otherwise, it might not work out like that. On the off chance, that, and if they like you that much, for you to say that, if it doesn't feel bold to say that, then that means they probably already like you too.
Yeah.
But if it feels bold, like you feel a little shaky about it, and you're like, I don't know if they have another person, like you're a little scared of it, then you're just gonna have to bite the bullet and be honest.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't, there's a good chance that you might not get what you want. Kobe Bryant, Was it Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan? One of them was like, you miss 100% of the shots.
Shots you don't take. Yeah.
Yeah. So shoot. Shooters gonna shoot.
Shoot a shot.
Because if you think a girl's pretty, you're probably not the only guy that thinks a girl's pretty. And if you think a guy's cute, you're probably not the only girl that thinks a guy's cute. Somebody
you
doing
never
the same
know.
thing, looking at the same person, thinking like, dang, they're single. I'm gonna shoot my shot. So let them know that you want to be exclusive if you want to be exclusive. And if you find being a bench player, ride out the bench then. If you want to be a bench player, man, ride out the bench. But don't cheat on people and just build that trust. I love the trust and loyalty. Trust and loyalty is a big thing for me.
What's that thing 21 Savage said? What is that lyric?
Listen to the 21 Savage.
What is that lyric? That lyric, I remember some kid used it in his in school for like a poem contest.
I know
what is it
talking about. It was like a Vine or something. Like they made it into a TikTok, and he was like,
yeah. God, I'd rather have loyalty than love because love really don't mean jack. See, love is just a feeling. You can love somebody and still stab them in their back. It don't take much to love. You can love somebody just by being attached. See, loyalty is an action. You can love or hate me and still have my back. Facts.
Yeah.
21 Savage Ball without you. No copyright. Please don't hit me with it.
Trust and loyalty are big. They're the foundations for my relationships, at least. I got a lot of people that I would lay my life down for because I love them. My friend Christian, 100%. That's no hesitation. If I had to take a bullet for him, I'm gonna be mad that I took the bullet, but I'm gonna take it for him.
You really made me do this.
Like, I got shot, bro. You better make sure I get to the hospital, bro, because I ain't getting up to take another one for you. Like, I love him. I love him like a brother. He's been a friend. I think like 12 years now, 13 years, something like that. You know, we've been friends for a long time. So love him. I would take a bullet from him in a heartbeat. It wouldn't. It would probably get rid of my heartbeat too. if you shoot at the right area. And I have the utmost trust with him and the utmost loyalty. I don't have to worry about him for a second talking behind my back. I don't have to worry about him trying to mack at. Well, he's in a relationship, so he wouldn't. But I don't have to worry about him trying to mack at any girl that I want. There's none of that. I never have I ever had to worry about that. So we're solid. That's something that's good for me. You know, good, and that's the foundation of our friendship, trust and loyalty, right there.
What are some what do you say?
You go ahead.
Oh, I was about to ask you. No, you got it. You go and then I'll ask you a question.
With love though too. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody's got their own preferences. Some, black men might like white women. White women might like black men. Spanish men might like Asian women. Whatever it is. Okay. Don't be afraid to love your own preference too, because you're allowed to love your own preference. I know plenty of men that love white women. I love white women. I'm not gonna hold you. I do. Now I ain't gonna discriminate against heavy women, but I do love it. And that goes into playing the product you're a product of the environment you was raised in.
Yeah.
Predominantly white people in the area I live in, predominantly white people that school I went to. Most of my household is white. So, I see this every single day, and you get to like it. You do. And you see certain things, you start to like it. You're not always going to be a product of the environment, but don't be afraid to love your preferences. Love, brunette women, girls with box braids, loud,
everybody got their type.
Obnoxious girls, quiet, shy girls, timid girls. And the same for guys, loud or like chunky guys, your fluffy teddy bear types, or
the dad
muscular ones. Love your preference, okay? Because that's a part of love too. So don't be afraid to go, and it doesn't matter. You really just love if you love it, go chase it. I'm not gonna get me a cup of yogurt that tastes like banana when I want the strawberry one the whole time. That'll make no sense. If I love the strawberry flavor, give me the strawberry flavor right now. I'm gonna waste my time eating banana yogurt. So love your preferences and chase after your preferences too.
Yes. So the last question I have red flags has now like blown
Mm,
up. So,
mm.
what is a red flag in a friendship, and then what is a red flag for you in a romantic relationship that you see, and that's pretty much it's a red flag in your mind
um,
or your opinion.
Red flag in friendship is lack of accountability. And it doesn't even have to be with me. Like I'm friends with you and you could and it doesn't have to be something I'm trying to hold you accountable for. It could be an argument you got with another friend and I know that other friend is right and you're wrong and you're not taking accountability for that. And I could see it as a red flag. And
Yeah,
usually a lack of accountability will lead into manipulation. So if you're not going to take accountability for your actions, you're going to try and flip the script and play a victim and manipulate it. So
and
lack
that
of
ain't right.
accountability is normally the big one for me in friendship. Relationships. Um, I would say I don't really. I honest to God, I don't deal with toxic women, and not that I like specifically make sure to get out of like not deal with toxic women, but
Yeah,
even the and it's hard to me to think of this too because the last two women I was in a relationship with, whether they like me or not, I still hold them to a high standard because looking back on it, I only care to look for the good memories. I know that they might have been at fault of the relationship or I'm gonna have been at fault at the relationship, at the end of it. Like or I could have done something bad, they could have done something bad. And I acknowledge it. I take accountability for what's my fault and they take accountability for what's their fault. But I still look at them as great people, still got love for them. I love them at some
yeah,
point. So I still love and hope that they're doing great. Um, and that's so I can't say that I've really had a lot of red flags to deal with. But I would say the biggest one that comes to mind is a significant other that tries to either push their own morals onto you or ideals, stuff like that. Or I guess it'd be easier to say someone that tries to change you.
yeah, in a
Because
bad
there's
way.
someone that can help you develop and grow, and then there's someone that changes you to the way they want you.
Yeah,
So growth is great. We want growth. We want, development. We want that. But just changing you is no, no. And I've had in my relationship, in my past relationship, I probably tried to change her on something. She probably tried to change me on something. And the one before that, same thing. Probably
the
tried to
same
change
thing.
her. She probably tried to change me. It's something that we do as human beings naturally because you're used to doing it a certain way and you think and you suggest that you should do it this way. And then it becomes a little bit more, then it becomes passive aggressive suggestion.
Yeah,
Then it just becomes an aggressive suggestion. And then it becomes a reason for you disliking them a lot. And then it may become a reason for you hating them. Something as small as that could have been fixed with open communication
yeah.
instead of trying to change it. So
Back to that
I say
communication thing from the jump.
yeah, honestly, the communication from the jump will help. But I'd say someone that tries to change you in a romantic relationship would be a red flag for me. And then in a friendship, it would be lack of accountability.
I like that. I like that. All
That's
righty.
the that's the easiest way. Easiest way. But what about you? What are your two red flags? What's your romantic one, and then what's your friendship?
Let's see. Mm, the friendship one, I was gonna say same thing as you. Accountability and that it's literally like the exact same thing as you said. Even if it's not affecting me personally, if I see that you can't take accountability in a situation, I see a pattern, that's not something that I'm going to just be waiting around for.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try and help you on it, but if I'm not seeing the progress, or there's a difference between not seeing the progress, it's more so not seeing the commitment to want to change something that you should. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the accountability piece for just the friendships, and then for romantic relationships, I would say, hmm,
It's hard to think of them honestly, because I know your past relationship, you still hold that person highly too.
yeah. So it's like,
So you think of them as a good person. I think of my past relationships as those two people as good people. Um, they aren't bad people. You might have bad moments, but they're not bad people. So it's hard to think of a red flag, and it's hard because you don't. Most of the time, red flags you don't realize them when they're happening.
yeah,
It's not until after that you realize the red flags.
Yeah.
Your friends will be in your ear the whole time. They're manipulating you. They're manipulating you. They're manipulating you. Like, what do you mean? No, they just need a ride to work. And what? Or they just need this. They just need that. And you try to justify it. And so it's
Thanks.
hard to recognize red flags sometimes too.
I would say it didn't happen in my last relationship, but I would say a red flag that has turned me away from a person, like if it's in pursuit of a romantic relationship, I would say not again, not relating specifically to me, but if I see that other people can't trust you or that you're not being loyal to other people, whether it's in a past relationship, past friendship, or you were entrusted to do something and then you weren't delivering on it, just anything dealing with loyalty and trust and seeing you break that to somebody else, what does it change if it's me?
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
I
feel like
people,
that.
a lot of people get into that too, because like it's crazy to me that people, like, let's say I'm in a relationship with Adriana, and Adriana cheats on me and goes to a relationship. We break up, and now she's in a relationship with that new guy. Why is that new guy not thinking that? Wait a minute, she cheated on him. What's gonna stop her from
What's
cheating
about
on
the,
me?
yeah,
Yeah, and so it's like, why don't, and people don't think about that because they're like, I got the girl, I got the guy, you know,
I'm a
it's mine
changing.
now, it's my relationship, yeah, like, and maybe they will change, you know, you love them, and you now have them, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, of course, but, and people won't ever think that, why won't they cheat on me? Not in the moment, nobody's gonna think about that, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things, like, why won't they do, you know, so it's hard. But like loyalty, I like that one. I like the loyalty one, and the friendship one. That one, I mean, that makes sense. I really feel like that should be a red flag for everybody, and I hope
Yeah.
everybody take that as a red flag. You know, you guys might have different red flags for me, from me and from him, but definitely take those red flags. I'm not gonna say look for them, because God, you might,
You might just
hurt
start.
your own mental
Yeah.
trying to
I was like, you just
find
about to be trying to find some.
yeah, you're gonna be looking to start a problem and start an argument and kick them out of your life. So don't go looking for red flags. But if they pop up, try to recognize red flags and address them. Otherwise, you're gonna give yourself hell.
Find love somehow. Find love somehow. But that's like that's the moral of the story. Find love somehow.
We went on a tangent sometimes, but yeah, there's a little bit of trust in there, a little bit of love. What is the feeling of love and everything like that? I mean, basically, honestly, at the end of the day, the advice I would give everybody, whether you get hurt or not, every day, love harder, love 1% better. And if you don't, try loving 1% better every day. If you did not successfully love 1% better, you still tried, so you know what fails.
Yeah.
So
learn from the failure.
Either do the successful 1% or learn from your failure. But no matter what, I love harder in every aspect of life. And that doesn't mean, every single day, make sure that you reassure someone that you love them, but just, you'll know when you know, not even in relationships or family and friends. Like, it doesn't have to be specifically in those, but do your best to love more strangers, love more family, love more friends, love one specific person. Don't love, like, when it gets to relationships, don't love more than one, unless you're in like that polygamy or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're in an open relationship and y'all are all cool with that, do that. But let's stick to just one person.
Yes.
But love more and love hard. That's 100%. I live by that every day. Love more and love harder. And if you're looking for, a lot of people fail to realize their passions, and they think that they're looking for some reason to get up every day and everything. Me as a person, I'm driven by love 100% every single day. I get excited thinking about my nephew when I'm at work and I get to come home and see him. And it doesn't have to be a significant other, because a lot of us aren't in relationships and a lot of us are in relationships. Don't get sad that you're not in one. Just know it's not your time yet.
Thanks.
And don't be scared to get, as soon as love comes your way. If it's organic, accept it for everything that it is. and don't deny love when it comes your way. Really just accept it, because it's just, love is such a beautiful thing. I could talk about it all day long. All day
It
long.
truly is.
I love love. I love talking about it. I love the way
It
I
makes
talk
you
about
feel.
my nephew and my family and music, and loving the specific artist, or even just love music in general. But it's all of it is so great. It really is. And there's bad to it and there's good to it. It's the yin and yang of it. Um, so love cautiously, love more, and love harder.
We love it. We love it. So, so I end off every episode with a tradition. Got two questions. The first one: what are three things that you live by, or your three keys to life?
Three things that I live by. Okay. Well, 100% be a nuisance to somebody. Be goofy. And I mean that in a very sweet and playful manner. Be goofy with somebody every single day. And if you can't, it's okay. But be goofy as much as you can. It'll make life a hell of a lot better. Second one would probably be, love more, love harder.
Yeah.
Because every day of my life, I try to just carry myself with love in every aspect of it. Now, I don't always achieve it, but it's definitely a driving factor, because like I could work a 30K, 30K a year job if I was with the person I love my whole life. So even something as bad as you don't get paid enough and you got a dead end job and your boss is awful, but I get to go home with my significant other.
Yeah.
I get to go to home with my family. So it's ups and downs to everything. Be goofy, love more. And the third one, three keys to life. Health is wealth. Take care of your body, and your body will take care of you.
Physical and mental.
Yep, physical and mental. Physical and mental. Work on them both. Honestly, get a therapist. Everybody should have a therapist.
I agree wholeheartedly. Get a therapist before you feel like you need one.
Yeah. Because when you need one, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's crazy," Yeah. Aren't you glad you're here? You've been paying for me all this time, but for real, be goofy, love more, and health is wealth. So take care of your mental and take care of your physical. If you're spiritual, take care of your spiritual.
Yeah.
If you're astrological, you believe in the signs, I don't know if you can
do whatever you do.
Take care of it too. Do whatever you do. Light a candle and rub some rocks together or something. I don't know. But take care of all aspects of your health. And
for sure.
And I would say those are my three keys to life.
And the second question: if you could have a conversation with a 12-year-old you, so like about to get ready to go to high school, what would it be about, and what advice would you give, and why?
12-year-old me. He's about
12-year-old Tyler.
12-year-old Tyler.
What advice you need?
What advice would he need? Oh God, my first obvious answer would, like every other person's answer, would be either some way to make their finances increase immediately and make it so their family's well off. My other answer would be to make the relationship that I failed the first time in, or even the second time in, to do it correctly. Those would be the first two obvious ones, but those wouldn't help me in the long run. They wouldn't help 12-year-old Tyler, because they would just fix a problem and it would create another. My love life would probably be amazing with that person. Let's say we go off and get married. But where I just got rid of one problem, I've created some other problem somewhere else on my timeline, probably.
Yeah.
So I would say knowledge is power. I would give as much knowledge as I could to the 12-year-old me as much as I could within health, within finance, and within love. I would give as much knowledge as I could. I would be as vague as possible, so they didn't automatically assume that I got my heart broken, or I struggled with money, or I got really obese or something, or got some type of sickness in my body and it made it hard for us to live when I was like 21 years old. But I would give them as I would just be vague and give them all the general knowledge I could about those three topics. And basically, always give them the mindset that they're going to be okay no matter what.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's beautiful. But
12-year-old me was a trip. It was a trip, bro. He needed some help.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast and being a dope friend as well. I know we haven't talked in a while, but it's been great catching up with you as well. Anything that you would like to promote, shameless plugs, things you have going on that you'd like to say something about, or last words that you'd like to leave the audience with?
Last words to leave the audience with. Hey, yo, audience, next time I'm on here, I'm gonna have me a fine little girl. But not like a, you know, I'm gonna have me a shawty. She gonna be pretty, attractive, goofy, all that I need. I will. I promise you that. We working on it. we working on it. But on a real note, everybody take care of your family, take care of your health, love a little more, dance a little more, laugh more, smile more, hug your parents, hug your dogs, hug your animals, hug your friends. Just spread that love, connect with more people, and just have a remarkable new year that we're into.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much again. Be on the lookout for more episodes, and also stay tuned for all the special guests that I'll have on in the future. I'll continue to have amazing conversations with incredibly dope people that I've met throughout my many adventures through life. Also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Through Jeremiah's Eyes for updates and more content. It would also be amazing if you could also like, share, and subscribe to my podcast so that you don't miss an episode and we can continue to grow this community. Thank you so much for your time, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode for another look through my eyes. See you soon, and happy Valentine's Day to you all as well.